Hello, it's me, Alicia Hashem, joining you for a marvelous Monday weekly session. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you today is about attraction and attraction marketing and really attracting the things in our lives that we want. And this has been an important area of focus for me because a few years back, I realized that I wanted to attract a healthy relationship into my life, and I also wanted to attract a business that was rewarding for myself. So I really set out on this path to, just do these different exercises to help myself attract something that was totally new for myself. I was tired of working like office jobs or being a waitress or just doing whatever, stuff that had nothing to do with my own soul's purpose. It was just working for others. And I also had a really bad pattern of just like being in relationships and romantic relationships that maybe weren't the best for me. And also even not just romantic relationships, but friendships. I grew up in an environment where there was a lot of trauma, and it was kind of hard for me to build some of those deeper friendships earlier on in my life. And it's something that I really struggled with. And I found myself in a situation where I didn't really feel that I was surrounded by people that were drawing out the best in me. Sometimes it was the opposite, where it was really draining my energy and kind of pulling me in different directions. And so it's been this really powerful journey of gathering some different tools to kind of help me attract, and through this process work with others, like those of you that are here today, as well as others who aren't here right now, about just attracting more of what we want to create in our lives, and realizing that we are each like a piece of God. We're a part of that divine consciousness and expression that's here to do something and to dance and to weave this life in a beautiful way. So today we're going to do some exercises together to just kind of help to create boundaries. And the reason why we want to create like a filter and a boundary for you to kind of attract what it is that you're calling in is because there are thousands of and millions of possibilities, right? There's thousands and millions of potential people that you could connect with. There's thousands of millions of options of how you could, move forward within a day or a given moment. So what we kind of want to do is create some exercises that will train your brain to filter what's ideal for you to move towards you. So this could be in so many areas, like a business, where you could be doing some exercises to attract your ideal clients and your ideal business partners. It could also be in relationships and friendships, to just really start to recognize who those ideal people are that you kind of want to surround yourself with or to partner up with as like in a romantic way. And so it's like a part of filtering our brain, because all of that's available, right? We have these limitless possibilities available to us. So it's kind of about training our brain to naturally move towards what it is that you want to attract. Okay, so I want to do a quick exercise before we get kind of into some of the content. I just want you to take a moment and just check in with yourself, okay? We're just going to drop in. I'm going to pull up a image to kind of guide us through this exercise, but we're going to test your level of core confidence right now. And really, your confidence is such a core part in what you're attracting, right? Because it's like all about this energy that you're putting out there. So if you're in a fearful place and not feeling, if your confidence is less than a 10, then that's gonna, affect what you're attracting in. So we're not gonna, judge you or, judge that level of confidence. But I just want to ask you, how confident are you that you will achieve your goals and live your dreams? So just close your eyes for a minute and just sit back and take a really deep breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just do it again, breathing in very deeply and through your nose, filling your belly, and let that air circulate up through your heart and your throat, and then just exhale. Breathe this in again, just filling your belly, letting go of any stress or tension. And so I just want you to close your eyes and ask yourself and say to yourself, I can achieve my goals and live my dreams. And now I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How much do you believe that you can achieve your goals and your dreams? So just rate your internal self-talk and the response that you feel when you say to yourself, I can achieve my goals and live my dreams. Where are you at on this scale? Do you believe you can do this? And you might just want to make a note, if you rated yourself lower on the scale, why did you score yourself as you did? Just notice, and just please be authentic in your answers. And it's just kind of to help you get in touch with where this core confidence is. And this is an assessment exercise you can use daily. You'll want to use it sometimes more than once a day because our confidence shifts so much. So now just take another deep breath. And I want you to drop into the strength of your desire and your commitment and your decision to reach for your goal that you have. When you say, I will do what it takes to achieve my goals and dreams, where are you at on this scale? Are you focused on committing to doing what it takes? So now rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, and just when you say, I am enough, how does that feel? Do you feel like you're at a 10? Or do you feel like you're not enough, not good enough? And then go to a 1. And just notice. And so throughout the days, it's really important to just drop in with your confidence scale. And ideally, whenever you're feeling less than a 10, then you're going to want to take some kind of actions for yourself to kind of boost that area. And it's always helpful to drop into the, how are you doing with, I can do this, I will do this, I am doing this. And I like to put my I can, I will, I am on my fingertips right here. So if you know, like the mudras, you can hold your hand up and go, okay, I can. Do I believe that I can? How am I doing there? I will. I am. And if all of these areas are feeling good, then you're a yes. And so boosting your core confidence is so important. I hope you can hear me okay. It looks like my screen is frozen on my end. So I hope it's working out for you. Let's see. So I want to talk with you just a little bit today about really, once again, kind of just training yourself to attract the people in your life that are going to help you create your vision, because what we surround ourselves with, oh, I did not mean to share my screen, hold on, sorry. Who we surround ourselves with is a big part of what we attract, right? And so there's this quote that says that you are the sum of the top 5 people that you spend the most time with. So it becomes really important for us to really create a vision of who we want to surround ourselves with when we're building our business, and attract your ideal business partners and your ideal collaborators. And so in a lot of my exercises that I do with you, I ask you to create a vision board of your goals that you want to manifest, like whether it's better weight or a healthier relationship or a healthy business and financial life. So we create a vision board of it. And so your next homework assignment that we're going to work with is to create your vision board of your ideal clients and your ideal business partner. Or if you're not focusing on the business building, then it would just be to, your ideal romantic relationships or friendships, and just the kind of community that you feel that you want to belong to and to be a part of. And so this can become a really fun exercise, which was what I was about to show you, some of these sheets. I'm just going to run through some different things that you'll want to kind of highlight for yourself and bring that in. So to create your ideal customer, to create your vision of your ideal, people that you want in your life, it's kind of like a, what we call it is an avatar. So you just kind of create an imaginary person that represents the qualities that are ideal for you. And the purpose of doing this is because the truth of the matter is that there are people that are waiting to be in your life. And so the more that you identify who it is that you're calling in, then the easier it is for your brain to find them. So you'll want to think of what are their demographics, what's their age, gender, their level of education, are they married, household income, how open are they to what you're about and what you're offering. So those are some of the demographics that you'll want to answer. And usually what I do is I'll just recommend people to write this stuff out first, and then you can go and cut pictures out of a magazine or create a visual. You can even use some of the words that you wrote down. So another thing that you'll want to identify as you're looking to attract your ideal, clients or customers, is what are their psychographics? What's their biggest fears? What are their frustrations? What kind of pain are they dealing with? And especially when it goes to attracting your ideal customer, if there's no pain or frustration or fear that they're trying to solve, then there's no point in buying it. So you can also go to look at what are their wants, needs, and hot buttons. So one of the things that we work with the essential oils in this group, so some people's frustrations would be with the pharmaceutical industry or with the foods that are available to us, or maybe there's some kind of illness. Some people will look and say, okay, there's some of the wants and needs and hot buttons are, wanting the best possible medicine, or, being frustrated with all the chemicals that are in things, or the political situation and the economy. So what are those hot buttons and those needs that they're dealing with that you can be of service to help? So another thing to look at for your ideal like customer people are, what is their circle of influence? A lot of times people just think of this stuff like their positive qualities, but it's really important to get the other stuff too, like the psychology, the demographics. And so, start to look at what are their circle of influence. Are they professionals? Do they practice yoga? Where are they hanging out? Um, are they networking for you? They're loyal, are they loyal to you? How loyal are they? Um, their resources and their willingness and their desire to buy. So you just start to paint a picture. And so one thing that I wanted to really point out, because most of the people on this call are all on the entrepreneurial path and building, businesses for yourself and selling the product or out there, doing that. And so there's always some kind of negative emotion that, people are trying to solve. So maybe it's an emotion of loss, and maybe there's an emotion of missing out or being left out or feeling alone or afraid or frustrated or something's not good enough. There could be uncomfortability, pain, a problem. So there's so many different negative emotions that people are trying to avoid. And so when you're showing up to be of service, you can really start to ask yourself, well, what negative emotions does your ideal client have? And when you look at that, then you're also going to look at, well, where do they live? Where do they eat? Where do they work and play and hang out? And so once you know some of these answers, then it really just makes the part of attracting the right people so much easier, because then you start to identify these different pain points that they have. And when you're attracting, new clients, there's different types of buyers and spenders. And so as someone who's selling the product, it's really important to identify that as well. There's usually 3 categories. There's what we call a tightwad. So a tightwad is somebody who basically just like is not going to spend money. You would have to like pry it out of their gripping hands. So these people, really don't like to go for like premium style, offerings. So if you run into a tightwad, they probably are not going to buy from you if you're on this call right now, because I think everyone here is kind of offering more of a premium offer. So it's good to just be aware that there are those percentage of people and buyers out there that are tightwads. So those are not really your ideal like client or builder. Or likewise in a relationship, if it's a tightwad or a grumpy and just more reserved person, it's like important to just notice those things. And I just saw a comment, I'm pretty sure I'm a tightwad. Yeah, here I am. Yay! Don't give up on the tightwads. And then and then there's a certain percentage of people that are like spendthrifts, and they're like the opposite of the tightwad. They're just like, I'm going to spend all my money on this and then more, right? And so it's like a buyer on steroids. So obviously those are like the best in the world. So if you find one of those, then, yay, they're usually driven more by the emotion than by the cost. And so it's fun to recognize that. But the majority of people are just an average spender. And they might not buy right away. Like sometimes the average spender really has to like think about it. And so this is a big part of showing up consistently, because the average spender, which I think makes up like 75% of the population, they take their time to consider value and benefit and features, and they really take the time to think about those decisions, and so I had the percentages of these types of buyers that are out there, but the majority of people are average spenders and tightwads, and then there's like this awesome group of spendthrifts kind of in the middle. Oh, here's the percentages. Okay. And so the average is 61% average spender, the tightwad 24%, and the spendthrift 15%. And so I can share some of these slides with you. I just wanted to run through some of these different things to really look at as you're putting yourself out there. But for me as a business builder and like as an entrepreneur, when I looked at some of these numbers, it really shifted things, because like I think in our ideal mind, we just want everyone to be like a spendthrift and ready to like to buy or make a tribute or whatever to do right now, take action. But not everybody's ready to. And so there's different questions that you can kind of ask yourself to identify like how open the person that you are is talking to. And I think that one thing that people really do is waste a lot of time on trying to, you know, convince somebody who's not ready to make a decision yet. And so some of these exercises will once again just kind of help you filter the people who really need you right now, you know, because not everyone needs what you have to offer right this second. So you're looking for those people that are super ready because they're there. So find out what the pains and the frustrations and the needs that your buyers have. Like I go out and I'll ask my ideal people what they're dealing with. What are your greatest concerns about your finances or your health or, you know, your family? What are the biggest disappointments that you've experienced with your health or your family or your financial situation or your romantic? And then what are you looking for? So there's just some ideas for you to think about. Okay, so now I've been kind of blabbing your ear off. I don't see that Chelsea jumped on with us today, so we're gonna do an exercise together. So hopefully nobody's driving right now. If you can, I want to invite you to sit down. We're gonna go on a little journey together for a second, okay? How does that sound? So if you have those essential oils, just grab it and breathe in your essential oil. I'm going to do a little on guard right now just to boost my energetic boundaries. So just rub a little of that oil on the palm of your hand and breathe it in. Just take it in, take in that breath. Let it go and just exhale and relax. Breathe it in, filling your belly, really pushing your breath down to your hips, letting your breath circulate back up, out through your mouth. Breathe it in. Breathe in the possibility of attracting your ideal friends and business partners. I want you to picture attracting your ideal friends and business partners. And I want you to just tap your forehead, tap your temple, and say, see this. See yourself attracting that ideal life and business and relationship, or that ideal trip. Now tap your heart and say, I deserve to attract this. Now tap your head and say it again and say, see this. See yourself living in your ideal situation, surrounded by all your ideal people. See it. Now tap your heart and say, I deserve to attract her. Breathe it in. And one more time, tap your temple and say, see this. See yourself attracting all your ideal clients and business partners and living in your ideal home. See it. Now tap your heart and say, I deserve to attract her. I deserve this. And just breathe this in and recognize that attracting your ideal business partner and your ideal client is what helps you create your vision. And breathe this in. And wherever you are right now, I want you to just sit back and relax and draw in that deep breath and put a little smile on your face. And I want you to see yourself walking down a path, walking down a pathway and a slope. It could be anywhere. It could be in your backyard or in a beautiful place you've been before, or just a new pathway you've never seen. Notice nature and the hillside and the mountains. And just as you're walking down this path, recognize that it's feeling safe and secure. And you're feeling at peace. Looking around at these settings, feeling the breeze of the wind on your face. And there's a gentle slope in the hill, and just walk down. And as you're walking, notice that there's a blanket that's just laying there on the grass, waiting for you. And just walk over to the blanket. Sitting down on the blanket and just curling up and feeling cozy. And just lay down on this blanket for a moment and just allow yourself to look up at the sky. Just breathe in the beauty of this moment, and you see that there's so many clouds in the sky, and they're all different shapes. Some of the clouds look like they're close to you and very well-defined shapes, and some are wispy. And you can see the light reflecting off the different clouds. See them shining in the sky. And as you're there laying on the blanket, you reach up to touch the cloud. And you touch it. And as you touch that cloud, you see an image of your ideal partner. See this person. They're exactly who you're looking for. When you're looking at them, you see their character, you see their pain points, their hot buttons, their needs, their wants, who they are. They're the exact person that you've been wanting to attract, the ideal person that you've been envisioning in your mind. And the most important part about seeing this person is that they are looking for you. She is looking for you. She has a pain that you can solve. You realize that she is ready for you. She's been praying and waiting for you. You are the answer to her prayers. You can provide a solution to the pains and the frustrations that she's dealing with. And just notice that it feels so good to be of service, and it feels so good to know that you can show up to be of service to her desires and to solve that and to provide that solution. And you lay back on the blanket, relax, and you notice that there's another cloud. And you reach and touch that, and you see another exact match. Another ideal partner has showed up, and you see the look in her eyes, you see the pain, you see the frustrations, and you're able to reassure her that you have the solution. And you look back and relax, and you find another cloud. And you reach and touch that, and you find another beautiful shining cloud. And you reach and you touch that, and you feel that your energy and your unique touch lights up the cloud. And you realize that there are endless shiny clouds in the sky. You don't have to reach out to the hazy clouds that are far away, but instead just notice that you're surrounded by these shiny orbs. They're right within your reach. And just know that your job is to get out there and to be ready and to make yourself available. Make yourself available to these ideal people to find you. Your only job is to get out into the world and to align with perfect rendezvous and with matches. All you have to do is find those perfect matches, those who have an absolute need, and say yes. And it's so perfect and beautiful. Breathe in and out. Now go out there and have yourself a fabulous day of connecting. So I hope that you enjoyed this exercise. Just remember, there are thousands and millions of people out there that you're going to connect with, that will cross paths with you, that there are these ideal people out there that are looking for you, that need you, that are just like praying to cross paths with you. And it's just kind of ties back into those numbers and just kind of really helping yourself to recognize when you see those ideal people and just filter them toward you. So I have one more little thing for you here as I close up my portion of sharing with you, and I want to open up the space to hear about how things are coming along with those of you that are here today and what's coming up in your world. So I'm going to draw a card for us today, since we don't have Chelsea here with us. And Chelsea normally does a card from the tarot deck, but I'm actually going to draw a card from this deck that I have. It's created by Dr. Wayne Dyer, if you know who that is. He's amazing. One of the teachers who taught me how to meditate. I love his work. And this deck of cards is 10 Secrets for Success and Inner Peace. And I love this deck because it reminds me constantly that my true abundance and prosperity is derived from that feeling of success that comes from within. And the more that that feeling is tapped into, the more that that expands out into the environment around me and will attract those same feelings. Because we have this, as humans, we have this thing within us, it's called mirror neurons. And so it mirrors, whatever is within us will mirror out, and the people that we're around will mirror each other. So I'm going to draw a card for you here. And anytime, grab your pen, and anytime if you're feeling, weak or frustrated through your week ahead, you can just kind of lean on some of these oracles to just get back into alignment. Okay, so this is the card I drew for you. It says, it's the 8th secret, and it says, treat yourself as if you already are what you'd like to be. Treat yourself as if You already are what you'd like to be. And so it says, become inspired. I love this card. It reminds me of what we just did here, where we went on this little journey in this pathway. So this card says, to make your dreams come true, you must go to the unseen world, the world of spirit or inspiration. It is this world that will guide you to anything you'd like to have in your life. So the key word is inspired. So I love that. And I think that it ties into just dropping into that state of inspiration, of laying on the blanket, just relaxing, allowing your ideal, business partners and your ideal clients to just show up for you, and just to show up in a way that inspires you, right? And I've noticed that so much in my business and my life, that when I show up and do the things that truly inspire me, then it attracts wonderful, wonderful things, and attracts those people who are also inspired by that, and can create beautiful things together. And I think that everyone on this call is a reflection of that, of just showing up in an inspired way, and then the power of what that can call in for those of us who want to, create beautiful things. So now I've shared with you so much, and now I want to receive from you, and I would love to hear about your intentions, your goals, what's coming up for you.